Ransomware is a type of malware that encrypts all of the data on your computer, on your server, potentially on the rest of your network, and demands payment to unencrypt it. Recent statistics suggest that there are over 40,000 ransomware attacks per day. In the past 2 years, the spread of anonymous cryptocurrencies has given rise to ransomware as a service. The attacker needs no specialized technology expertise. He or she can become an affiliate of an organization that has the expertise and the resources to launch the attack. These organizations have accountants, call centers, tech support staff. They want to make it easy for you to pay their ransom. Typically, you launch ransomware by clicking on something. You might open an attachment, and that will launch the software to be installed on your computer. We've seen ransomware on social media sites, launched via instant messaging services, or in some cases, ransomware is launched simply when someone visits a website. A single person who becomes a victim of a ransomware attack may have access to their company's servers, the map drives, the shares, and all of these can become encrypted right away. This will certainly cause a disruption to workflow in your office. There will be lost revenues and extra costs will arise as a consequence of the downtime. If your organization provides vital services to the community, like Colonial Pipeline, for example, the disruption will probably make the news. Your organization will suffer the harm to its reputation that results from bad press. If you operate in a highly regulated industry, your ransomware attack may be a reportable incident that you might have to disclose to your clients, your investors, your partners, maybe even to the general public. And again, there is reputational harm and lost revenues that will result from this. And of course, there's the cost of the ransom if you choose to pay it. EXP recently hosted a webinar, and our guest presenters were special agents from the Seattle field office of the FBI, and they reported that ransomware attacks are now commonly a dual extortion. What this means is this: before encrypting the data on your network, the attacker saves a copy. Then they not only hold your data hostage, they also threaten to expose all of your data to the world if you don't pay a second ransom. The first extortion is for a key to unencrypt your data. The second is a bribe to ensure they never release your sensitive data to the world. In terms of preventing ransomware, our top recommendations echo our advice for phishing emails. Remember the SLAM acronym. If you don't recognize a sender, if you're not expecting something from that person, if there's bad grammar, bad spelling, don't open the attachment, don't click on a link. Other recommendations are really about prevention. Almost all of our clients are using some sort of security service to scan their inbound email and to try to block some of these things that are coming in. Office 365 has some built-in mechanisms, and some of our clients here at EXP are using third-party services as well. However, nothing is 100% effective at keeping ransomware away from you. So even though you use spam filtering and advanced threat protection services, some things will still get through. So we all know that antivirus should be installed on your PC or on your Mac, and be sure to keep antivirus products up to date with the latest virus definitions and other updates. In addition to spam filtering and traditional antivirus, we also recommend endpoint detection and response, or next generation antivirus. Now, traditional antivirus relies on virus signatures and definitions. EDR, endpoint detection and response, uses artificial intelligence. It becomes familiar with your computing environment so that it can recognize atypical and threatening behavior and then shut those threatening processes down before they can take hold. EDR solutions are remarkably effective against ransomware. And finally, having good recent backups is critical if you don't want to have to pay the ransom. If your data is encrypted, having a backup is going to enable you to recover. It's not enough just to back up your data. Your backup mechanism should be monitored so you get an alert if the process doesn't complete successfully. You or your IT manager should also regularly do test restores from backups. Now, when we say test restore, we mean retrieving a random file. And retrieving a random file from backups is a good way to spot check the integrity of your backup mechanism. Now, your backups should be offline. There needs to be an air gap between your production environment and your backups, because ransomware will try to encrypt your backups if it can. After a ransomware attack, what we see is that there will either be a little notepad file or a text file dropped in next to your files that have been encrypted. It will probably be called some kind of README file. And that's one sign that your files have been encrypted, apart from the fact that you can't open and read them or work with them. And we've also seen pop-ups. So a message will appear on your screen like what you see here, basically saying, "We've encrypted your files, here's how much you need to pay us, and we're going to increase the payment over time." Many of these pop-ups will also tell you not to shut down your computer. Our advice is to do the opposite. If you think you've been the victim of an attack, the first thing you should do is shut down your computer, because that will stop the malware from spreading. Then notify your IT team, whether that's someone on staff or an outsourced IT support provider like EXP Technical. And finally, if you have been the victim of a ransomware attack, you may want to notify the FBI as well, so they can pursue the attacker.